Hello friends, it's Kelly Pullum here, also known as Crafting Granny. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Canada, and I've got a fun card to share with you tonight. It's a modified bookbinding card, which I have really enjoyed. I made a couple this afternoon, and I've got another one that I'm going to make with you tonight. So I hope you'll stick around and see how that goes. Before I get started, I just want to let you know about the April schedule. So I have some classes coming up. April 9th, I'm at the Parkside Center for Older Adults in Sudbury. That's on Durham Street. And you can register for that class by sending me an email to kellyapullum@gmail.com. And I also have a crop coming up April 11th in my home. That will be at 1:30. The class is at 1 o'clock at the Parkside Center. The crop will be 1:30 to 4:30 in my home, and you need to pre-register for that same email address. On April 12th, I will be hosting a Zoom crop. That's for anyone to join on Zoom and bring your projects and just work along and visit together. And I hope that you will join me. That's at 7 p.m. Next live will be April 16th. I'm not doing lives every week right now because I'm trying some other types of events, and honestly, life is just too complex. So I'm cutting back a little in the one area and pushing forward in others. And I hope that you will be able to join me on the dates that I have lives. I try to send out a reminder, but the next one will be April 16th. On April 20th, I'm going to be in Cambridge, Ontario. We're going to have a crop there. And so if you're interested in that, that will be an all-day crop. It will go from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I don't know, Jeanette. I think maybe the problem must be your internet. I'm so sorry that that's problematic, but I don't know why else that would be. I mean, the weather is not going to be great tonight, but I don't know. Anyway, hopefully, if you can't handle it, I do understand, because I've had that frustration occasionally myself. So if the internet is just too much trouble, I understand if you decide to watch later. So the Cambridge crop, as I said, is from 10 until 6. It's $30. It includes door prizes, loot bags, and and snacks and beverages throughout the day. April 25th, I have a class in my home, and that will be at 2 p.m. and it'll be a couple hours. We'll be making 3 cards, and I haven't yet determined what those are going to be like. And then on April 27th, I'm at the farmer's market. I'm booked 2 more times. Jeanette, I don't go live to YouTube. I upload later to YouTube. So I need to learn how to go live on YouTube at the same time, but I don't know how to do that yet. Sorry about that. Anyway, so April 27th, I'm at the farmer's market. That is the second to last time I've booked at the moment, and I have my cards for sale then. So anyway, those are the things that are coming up, and I am going to switch us over now to the desktop so that you can see what I've got going on here. And there we go. So tonight I am doing, as I said, a modified bookbinding card. Hopefully, hi Sue, I'm so glad to see you there. I hope that things are not too blurry. It's really hard for me to know. I did change the lens protector on my camera, hoping that that would make things work out a little better. Hi Tiffany, hi Nancy. So as I said, the card that I'm doing tonight is a modified bookbinding card. And to do that, I have scored here at 2 inches, at 4 1/4 inches, and then I flipped it over and I scored at 5 1/2 inches. I did that part in advance. Now I'm going to grab some liquid glue here. I'm trying to use up my old ones because for a while there, I had a bunch being used for classes, and now they're all getting to be the end, and nobody at a class wants to use the very last bit of glue. It's just annoying. So I'm trying to use up my little bits. Okay, so as you saw, I folded on the score lines that I made, and then I'm folding this in and gluing it down like a bookbinding card. But I have this piece that folds back over the top, and that is the modification to this card, and you'll see how this is going to go together. So I've got 2 strips of designer series paper. This is from the Just Kiddin designer series paper. I will admit that one of my pieces is from the Painted Lavender designer series paper because I wanted a piece that was pretty peacock in color, and they had it. And so this is going to be used for this card. If you were wanting to make this card and you didn't have pretty peacock or the Painted Lavender paper, you could use a pretty peacock piece of cardstock and just emboss it or stamp something on it to give it some background. Anyway, so here we go. So I'm going to start by putting, this is a strip 1 inch by 4 inches, and I'm going to adhere that to the left side of my card here. While I'm working, I just want to remember to mention that I was inspired to make this card by Robin Armbrecht. She is reallyrobinstamps.com, and she had done what she called a 1, 2, 3 card. I might have been 1, 2, 3 bookbinding card. I'm not sure. Anyway, I adjusted mine. Her card had more designer series paper showing on the right than on the left, and I wanted mine to be more balanced, so I adjusted it. But in case you need to refer to that, I wanted to mention that. And I just realized I'm missing 1 piece of cardstock. So I'm going to grab my Azure Afternoon. And I need to cut a little piece that is 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I'm looking for, where do you suppose I set my paper trimmer? I need to be like Sue Stampfield, and everybody needs to have a drink of whatever they're drinking when I find it. But at the moment, I know I put it in a safe place. Here it is. Everybody have a drink if you've got a beverage there. Okay, so 3 inches by 4 1/4 here. If you knew what kind of day I had, you would kind of understand about the missing piece of cardstock, but we're not going into all that. Oh, yay, Jeanette, I'm so happy. That's wonderful news. Okay. So here we go. This is 3 by 4 1/4, and this piece is 2 3/4 by 4. And I'm just going to add that. Now I'm kind of funny. I change my mind about which adhesive I like. Typically, when I'm using a thinner paper, I like to use a tape runner. When I'm using cardstock on cardstock, I will usually use liquid glue. And then it also depends on whether I want to be able to slide something into place, you know? Anyway, I'm a little weird about which adhesives I use. So this is going to go over top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue just on this piece of the card that is folded back. And I'm going to just slide that in here. Okay, so that now opens. I've got a piece of cardstock, a piece of designer series paper that is cut to 2 inches. Is this 2 inches? I think it is 2 by 4. Yes. And this is also from the Just Kiddin designer series paper. This paper is about to retire, but I loved it. And so I decided, you know what, even though it's retiring, I'm going to get it. I'm going to have some fun with these kids. I did not buy the bundle, but the images of the children on this paper sold it for me. So I've got that on there. Now the next piece I'm going to put on, I've got this piece of white, which I'm going to stamp on. And I've got this piece of designer series paper to go over here on the other side. And this is also cut to 1 inch by 4 1/4. Now the easiest way I found to put this down is to close the card, and then you can kind of see how to put that neatly in place there. Okay. Now, I'm going to do some stamping. So I've got this, and I have this. This is a 2 3/8 inch circle, which I punched using the Circle Sayings punch, which I don't think is available anymore, I admit. But you could have used a 2 1/4 inch punch with this. It would be just 1/8 of an inch smaller. And this piece is 2 7/8 by 4 inches. Now I'm going to use the Zany Zoo Stamp Set for the sentiments on this. I'm going to do Happy Birthday to You on the front. And well, I'm trying to decide. I could put You're Too Wonderful inside, or Something Great to Celebrate You. Which one of those? Happy Birthday to You is going on the front. Do you think I should do You're Too Wonderful inside, Something Great to Celebrate You inside, or just leave the inside without a saying? Make a vote. Tell me what you think. Anyway, I'm using Happy Birthday to You on the circle. And I've got this, and on my Azure Afternoon ink. Now I have pre-fussy cut. Okay, I've got one saying the narrower sentiment and one saying leave it blank. Both good ideas. Any more votes? So I'm going to add this little guy that I fussy cut out from the designer series paper to the bottom of my circle here. So I need to add my sentiment first. There we go. And then I'm going to just put some glue on here. Actually, first I'm going to glue this onto, so this piece is from the Stylish Shapes dies, and fortunately they are sticking around. I thought we were losing those. Actually, I thought last year at this time we were losing those. I'm so glad they are still here because I still love them. And I love not only the circle shapes, but also the flagged shapes. So the Stylish Shapes dies have both the circles and the squares, and they've also got these flagged pieces. And I admit I use these a ton. So I'm really glad they're sticking around. Okay, so I got my circle on there. Now I can glue my little guy down. And I just kind of put him on, and then I see where can I safely glue and where should I not glue. You think Something Great to Celebrate. Well, that's interesting. So I've got three different choices. Is that your way of saying, Kelly, make up your own mind? Oh, that's funny. But I guess it does go to show that there's no right or wrong about this, is there? So this is going to go on the front of the card here, but I just need to decide about this. You know, I'm going to pull out the designer series paper. I have an idea. Where did it go? I've moved it. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the designer series paper because there are so many adorable images on this paper. So this is the one I used here. This is the piece I used here. Then I used, there's these guys. And this on the back. And these ones. Like, are these kids not stinking cute? And this. Now we've got this one with the kids on the back here. And then these. Let me just push that out of the way. We've got these guys. And these. And this. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm looking at the sides of my paper, and I want to pick an image that is coming in off the side that I can maybe fussy cut to put at the bottom of my card. So instead of a sentiment inside, I might add a part of a cut image. I wanted to be a little boy for this one. So I'm thinking maybe this little guy. I'm going to just cut him out and I'm going to put him on the inside there. Oh! And now I have two voting for something great to celebrate. Do you know, I agree that's a good choice, but I'd have to mask the U. Oh, maybe I'll do both. Here we go. So I'm going to just cut this little guy out. I'll do the something great to celebrate, and I'll do this little image here. Because why not? We'll just go all out for this little card. Do you agree with me, though, that these little kids are so cute? I have my cards available for sale at the Sweet Yarns store in Sudbury on Bancroft. So if you're ever looking for a card, whether it's for a child or an adult or a birthday or a sympathy or whatever, you can always pop in there whenever the store's open, and there's right by the cash desk, there's some cards that you can have a look through, and I'm sure you'll find something that you like. I'm also going to be creating some albums, I think, on Facebook and posting pictures there of some of my cards available for sale. Because I need to make space in the craft room for more things. I'm going to have a new order coming in. I just placed an order today. I have seen the new catalog digitally and placed my first order, and I am so excited about it that at first when I went to make cards today, all I could think about was the products I ordered and what I wanted to do with them. I had a hard time getting my mind focused on using things I had in my stash here already because I was so fixated on the new things that are coming. which are exciting. New things are always exciting, aren't they? Okay, so here's my little guy cut out, and here's my stamp set. So I need my washi tape. Out of the way, Sam. I have two puppy friends with me here tonight. Ziva is lying nearby listening, and Sally is here tonight too. So I am in good company tonight for sure. Jeanette, you like the paper too. I really do. So I'm going to try and cover up this U. It is a little bit tricky because it's got that hyphen there too. But I'm going to try and cover that up. Get my Azure Afternoon here. Oh, where's Minda Moya? I'm ready for a road trip. Where's Minda Moya? Okay, here we go. Let's get this on here. I'll try and do straight. That's not always easy. And I'm going fairly high on the Manitoulin Island. Oh, that sounds fun. There, that turned out pretty good. And now I'm going to just put this little guy down here. Isn't that great? There we go. So now this is going to go on the inside of the card. There we are. So we've got this for the inside of the card. And then when it closes, we're going to put this on the front. So again, I have to make a note of, I don't want to go all the way over with my glue. Here we are. And then I'm going to pull in these rainbow adhesive backed dots. Going to put a couple of these larger Azure Afternoon ones up here, and then I'm going to put a smaller one down over here. So there we go. So this is card number 1 using the Just Kiddin Designer Series paper. I just think that is so cute. And honestly, like, you just need the Designer Series paper and the cardstock, and then use whatever stamp sets you have. It doesn't have to be, you know, the same one that I used. And it, as you'll see, because the stamps, it doesn't have to be for an adult or for a child either. Like, depending what paper you use, you can do different things. So I also did this one. I thought this one would be good for a little girl card, and it just says "Just for You" on the front. This is from the Sentimental Park stamp set, which is carrying over. This is also the Just Kiddin Designer Series paper. And then inside, I've stole a sentiment from the Friendly Gnomes, which is retired, because it said, "Wishing you the most magical of birthdays," and the child here has the wand. So I just had to look in my old sets and find where was the magical birthday. But the other thing that I did, I want to point these out. These are from the purple gems that go with the painted lavender. And I took my Berry Burst alcohol marker, and I just colored over top of the purple to make gems that would coordinate more effectively with this color pattern. Okay, so those are two that both used the Just Kiddin Designer Series paper. And here's the one I did that used a Little Latte Designer Series paper. So this one, I use the sentiment is from, or the sentiments are from the In the Moment stamp set, which is retiring as well. And I cut out the little mug from that one. And so we have this, and again, little coffee cups inside. So, and these are also from the Rainbow gems. These were petal pink, but don't they work well on this card? Like, I think they are terrific. So I was totally chuffed with my creating today. I had such a good time with it. Love this new fold. I don't know if anybody else has done it. I just adjusted Robin's to do what I wanted to do. Most of the layout is the same as hers. Using the circle over to the side is the same as Robin's, but I changed the measurements of the Designer Series paper. And so that is what is different from Robin's and mine. Anyway, like I say, I hope you like them. I hope you get, pull out your Designer Series paper, have a go at making one of these cards. If you do, post it in Craft and Granny's Stampin' Friends. I'd love to see what you made. And I hope you'll join me again on April 16th, which is my next live. In the meantime, stay well, friends. If you're in the midst of the storm that is coming, stay safe. And I look forward to being able to connect with you again soon. Take care. Good night.